welcome Orientals. If you're new to the channel, be that subscribe button and be sure to click that bell icon to notify if I upload a new video. Be sure to follow us on Instagram. So guys, so today we're back here at Universal Orlando Resort. I know I said that last HHN construction update might be the last, but we had to make a little bit of an emergency visit here before we leave for our big trip. Because we actually have our first ever props, and we also have our first two Scarezone announcements, as it looks like this week is going to be Scarezone announcement week, because yesterday we got our first Scarezone announcement, and then today we had our second Scarezone announcement. Plus, last week, like I said, we got two props. You can see the first prop right in front of you, as you guys can see from the video, and then there's another prop in the New York Scarezone. We haven't had the New York Scarezone announced yet. The only Scarezone that we have announced going to be this one right here, which is going to be the Hollywood, and then we're also going to have the Scarezone announced for the one basically in the entrance area of the park. So here for this one, we're going to have, from I believe and from what I'm hearing for like the description, because they haven't said like actual locations, here for, I believe this was gonna be the sideshow of Decay, since the prop looks very like circus Decay kind of feeling. It's pretty tall actually, but it says here, this Scarezone, I love how it's tying back to HHN references. It says, time has come. With Dr. Oddfellow's Dark Sorcery, she opened a portal into the carnival junkyard, using it to resurrect decayed nightmares from the past that are back to haunt you. So it's gonna be like a circus of decay. And yeah, if you guys cannot tell, the picture of the, first of all, the Scarezone artwork will appear on the screen. But second of all, if you guys cannot tell the size of this prop, it is pretty large. We did see this truss work, the one that's holding all this together, pop up last time in our last HHN visit. And I was like, why doesn't it have lights? Well, now I know it's a prop. I do wonder if there's gonna be lighting. I do not see any light on the inside though. But we had our first HHN Pardon Our Dust sign. So yeah, which means HHN is just underway. But yeah, that's the only prop we have here for this Scarezone so far. We still have the two trusses with the lighting. Does seem this truss on the left, the one here on the left with the lights, does seem it's been wired, as you can see the cable running from here to the building. And then this truss work has also been wired. You can see the wiring going up through here. But yeah, love how you can see the prop from both areas, like everywhere, as long as you're on this side of the park. And then for Hellraiser merch, let's see how they're doing with the stock. Looks like, let's see. So yeah, first Hellraiser merch, we still got lots. If you're looking for the shirts, they still got lots of the shirts, lots of the Stranger Things merch, with the mugs, a lot of, yeah, still Stranger Things. Still got a lot of Sinners merch, and then you also got a lot of Dr. Oddfellow merch still. But yeah, if you're still looking for the Hellraiser or any other HHN announcement merch, you are not late. You can still grab it. Even for the carousels, they got the Hellraiser, and they've got the other ones in each of the little towers for the other IP announcements. So yeah, like I said, this trip was not planned. I was not planning on stepping Universal again until we came back from the trip. But yeah, they just surprised us. They gave us our first. We obviously knew that props were coming with all the lighting being installed and all that stuff and the truss work, but we were not expecting any like physical props or actual Scarezone announcements. The one thing we're still waiting, and I feel like we're a little bit late on this year, is that we're still waiting for the Freak and Fear passes to drop here in Orlando. Hollywood's Freak and Fear passes are already on sale, I believe, since like their first Sinners announcement. Now over here in Orlando, we haven't gotten ours yet, so I've heard a lot of people rumoring it will be this week. But yeah, I don't know if it will be this week, hopefully. But yeah, we just gotta wait and see. But yeah, like I said, we were all surprised that props were coming here. I myself said, like, we're leaving tomorrow, so we're very tight on our schedule. And I was said since like last HHN construction update, I was like, I'm not coming back here. The only way Universal is making me coming back for one last HHN construction update is that if something like either an announcement gets announced, which was obviously did not happen, or it's like if we got like our first like physical in-park props, which obviously we had. So we had to make like a little bit of a tight but emergency visit here to Universal. Now for the truss work here in the Scarezone, this looked like, I believe that light was still installed. We do now have speakers though. Speakers, and these two truss work. Oh, and we got the lighting on the trees. This tree has, this one does not. This one does have the LED strips. I showed you guys last time. I'll show you guys another tree. Yeah, we got the LED strips all the way, and then we got like an electrical box actually connected to this tree at the bottom, covered in like a black tarp. But yeah, a lot of electrical wire, and you can see the LED strips going up the tree. No on this one. We got more on this one, and then this one's also been wired up to the top. And then no speaker on this truss work. This one also has been wired tree. The one on my right hasn't been yet, and then the one at the end of here at the left, no, but the one on the right here at the end does have the light, all those LED strips. Now, so far on how they're going with announcements for the Scarezones, since like I said, looks like we're gonna have this week is gonna be all original announcement, like all Scarezone announcements. So for me, it does seem like for what we're going for, like yesterday we got the entrance Scarezone, which we'll talk about that once we're in that area. Then we got our second Scarezone announcement today for the Hollywood area. So I feel like tomorrow they'll probably announce the Central Park Scarezone. They're announcing it at 10:35, so I'll be on the lookout for that. But pretty sure they're gonna announce the one at Central Park. So tomorrow's the day we'll find out if, hopefully not, Fortnite is coming as a Scarezone. Hopefully that rumor will be wrong. That's the only rumor that I really want this year for it to be completely wrong. So I feel like tomorrow we'll find out if that's true or if that's fake. And then that's tomorrow. And then I feel like maybe Thursday, Thursday we'll probably get the Scarezone announcement for New York. And then probably Friday and Saturday, or probably, I would say probably Friday, that's when we'll get probably the street experiences with the Mills Dying Zombies, which are probably coming back. 100% sure like the Club Horror is coming back, and then probably also the announcement for like Death Eater, so like the other experiences apart from the Scarezones. And yeah, hopefully they give this area, if the Springfield Simpsons area, this area is getting again like the chainsaw clowns we got last year. Hopefully they will actually give a name to this Scarezone, because that was never announced. It was just like a surprise once the event started. So I'm hoping that they'll bring this back, because it was a really fun thing to have here. But I'm hoping that they will actually give it a name, they could call it a street experience, but not just don't announce anything and then once the event starts it's a surprise. Because I would really love an actual concrete name. That way we can refer to it as a mini Scarezone. But yeah, now that the park today, surprisingly, coming in for crowds were really high. The crowds today coming in through the parking lot, and then the lines through security were, I would say, as long as HHN lines. So let's go now quick back here. I haven't seen any construction update from other people that are talking about facades. I did look at my memories from last year, and we did already have facades. This year they're going a little bit on the slow side. So yeah, we'll see if there's any facade work. I'm 100% sure that there's none, since it was exactly a week ago we came here to Universal. So yeah, like I said, no facade work in Sprungton number 1. No doors open in Sprungton number 1. And then Sprungton number 2, no facade yet. We do have a truss work though on that side. Right there, there's a little truss work. Let me zoom in. Right there. That right there is a little truss work. I don't know if that will see it there before. But yeah, no facade yet for any of these houses. The fencing that was installed now has gone the black mesh to cover it. But yeah, no facade. Hopefully by the time we get back from the trip, which will be by the end of July, hopefully. We'll have, like, next time we come to Universal, like I said, which will be at the end of July after the trip, hopefully we'll get facade hopefully will be starting on the work, and then we'll also hopefully get park almost full with all the Scarezone props. But yeah, we'll keep on. Now let's go on over. We're gonna walk now towards Nightmare Fuel, Fear Factor stage, which obviously we haven't seen that previous video. We got announced the Nightmare Fuel. What was Blood Noir? That was the name. So we got that Nightmare Fuel show announced. So we can now call it once again Nightmare Fuel. But yeah, we'll go down there, see if there's any construction or any new prop that appeared inside the stage, which is a little hard to capture, but we'll see if there's anything different. And then we'll make our way through San Francisco area, see if there's anything different there. And then we'll reach New York, where we have a prop for the Scarezone there, and then we'll talk about the Scarezone at the beginning of the park, plus a little extra once we exit the park. And we're like in City Walk. We'll show you guys a view for Fast and Furious, which hasn't had any like major things happening, but obviously more supports and track have been installed, like on the inside part of the ride, like inside of the park of the ride. But yeah, over here in Nightmare Fuel, from what I can see from this angle, looks like we still got the black kind of like half circle truss work that we had here. Doesn't look like anything new. Now, something that was a little bit weird for me was that even after they announced Nightmare Fuel, the Fuel Girls, they are returning, but they did not post anything at all in their social media page, like Instagram page. And then yeah, like I said, they didn't post anything, so that's a little bit on the weird side for me. But if, like I said, they're coming back, so same thing, by the end of July, they'll probably post out there. They made it here to Florida, whatever crew they're gonna bring, and then, ooh, what is that? I can't see, very hard to see. I don't think the camera will catch it, but if you look through the railing on the right side here, you can see kind of like a concrete arches. You can see that, like you see the lights at the top, like right here. I said the camera probably won't catch it very well, but that part you can see like some arches, like fake concrete, but looks like concrete. And if it's like that, it makes sense with the show, because the show, like I said, vampires, blood noir, it's gonna be vampire and gothic themed, so like the concrete arches do make a lot of sense. Yeah, let's walk now to the side, see if there's anything we can catch. On this side, can't wait to see the sign installed for the show here, and then also the sign for the show times. Let's see if there's the same. I hear construction noises from inside the stage. Yeah, I was gonna say, I do hear construction noises. Let's see, I see? Yeah, there's like literally like in the middle of the stage, all that area from here, running from here to like over there, it's covered. Like the back of the stage is like facade is covered with those like concrete arches. Like this is actually up to date, because comparing it to my memories from last year, I had pictures of the construction like work for Nightmare Fuel with the hooded like entities. But yeah, this year we got those concrete arches. So yeah, they're working along with that. It's very hard to see, because if the bleachers weren't there, then you know the view would be a whole lot better. But with the bleachers there, it's really hard to look. But there's construction happening. If you look at the top, all the lights are turned on. So they are actively right now working on that light is turned on, that one, these two are like turned on. So they got their work lights on. So they're definitely working on the show. So yeah, I would say by the end of July, Fuel Girls will arrive. And then by the beginning of August, I'm sure somebody is gonna catch some audio testing for the show. So can't wait for that. I'm super excited to hear what the soundtrack is gonna be for this year. Like I said, let's keep on walking now to Hollywood, and we'll talk about more what's happening in that area. See if there's any like speakers. I know they've been working a lot on speakers recently, so we'll see if there's any like speakers or anything in that part of the park. So for what I'm gonna be calling this Club Horror because I'm 90% sure it's gonna be Club Horror. We'll know that by the end of this week. But yeah, speakers have been installed in all four like sides, 1 here, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 speakers installed. They are wired, which we didn't have any wiring running through the truss work. But yeah, they're all wired. Doesn't look like anything lights here, just speakers. So the only good thing is that by the time we leave tomorrow and by the time we come back from vacations, the park is gonna be like 80% done with HHN construction. So that video and that visit is gonna be a very fun visit. But yeah, the tower work here is still underway. I feel like this tower is taking like a really long time. I don't know if they were probably repainting it. That's probably taking so much time. But I mean, like they've been really slow with the construction for this. Yeah, let's get on over to the little spot we always talk about, see if there's any progress with the facade for HR Blood and Guts, which again, haven't seen anything on social media. Don't think anything is happening because so far this year, they've gone really slow with their facade works. But we'll see walk quickly and see if there's any progress. Again, from my last year's memories, the Jason facade was 90% done, so we'll see if there's anything has changed since last time. Like I said, don't think so, but it will be nice if there's any progress. Nope, no progress happening. No progress happening in here. No, I can't see anything on that side. Like I said, I feel like this one will be a very like short facade, so I don't think we're gonna be able anyway to see much. But hopefully we'll be able to see something pop up soon. Same with this truss work is exactly the same with all the wiring, lights, all that stuff. But yeah, let's make our way into New York and we'll talk about the big prop up we got in New York. So actually, a little surprise for me, we do have this tiny little truss work here. So I wonder, hopefully, we'll get this Scarezone. We usually get more of like the movable sets because like last year for the Toxic 20s, we got the like the billboard that was movable and they moved it around. But I'm hoping this year we get like actual like physical like permanent. They're not permanent, but like permanent for HHN props where they like stay during the day and they don't need to move them. We usually do get like some stages on the sides of the street, but like the big set pieces in the middle of the streets are usually like movable. So hopefully this year we get some like permanent, non-permanent props in this Scarezone. I can already see the prop and I'm so excited. I wonder what this Scarezone will be. I do wonder because like from the rumors we had in the speculation map, this was gonna be like clowns of HHN Scarezone. I do not see any, the prop here doesn't like, it's not giving clown vibes at all. It's giving like Dr. Oddfellow, but Dr. Oddfellow seems like his Scarezone is gonna be over in Hollywood. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what this, it's like I said, it's giving a lot of Dr. Oddfellow, but yeah, the stage that was here. So the prop here is gonna be the stage that we already had here for a few months. It's now themed and painted. And I mean like, the staining that they gave this is very like, and this is actually just like plain wood. But yeah, you can see like, we're gonna have some actors on the top, I would say. Actors on the top. But now that I actually look at the stage, I don't think they're even finished with it. So I wonder if they're gonna, if this is just like a, like, I don't know what, now that I look at the stage, I don't know if they're actually finished with it because it looks very like uneven and like, it's just wood. They cannot, I don't think they will be finished with, I don't think this is a finished like color of the stage. Maybe, I don't know if this could be like reused wood from somewhere. And I mean like, they're gonna paint it. So, but yeah, this is not done because you can see like right there, the gap that this wood has. And if you have any doubts, then you can definitely look at this big old gap. I feel like, I don't know, maybe this could be reused wood, or this is like a primer coat that they gave on top of the wood. I don't think this is any close to like, obviously that's like the size of the stage will be this, but I don't think this is the final color of it. So there's still the probability of like clowns because it could be painted very bright colors or be very bloody or whatever they have in mind. Hopefully, like I said, pretty sure this Thursday we will know what this Scarezone will hold for HHN 2026. And yeah, we have this truss work, which the lights are not, actually the lights in this truss work are not pointing towards the stage, which that's what I thought it would, but no. Oh yeah, still, I feel like I have so many questions for like this Scarezone. But on the other side, for Fast and Furious, everything looks mostly identical, if not the same. But yeah, very, 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 very intrigued in seeing what they have planned for that Scarezone. But if you guys follow me on Instagram, I will post on what we're gonna get in that Scarezone once they announce it. And then we also, it looks like we might, hopefully we'll get like an extended Scarezone because we have two little truss works on this side, unless they're for food booths, which could be. But they like, I don't know if they paved this. Looks like they. But yeah, hopefully, I'm hoping that they'll extend the Scarezones a lot this year since it's an anniversary year. They gotta make it more intense than last year. So hopefully they'll like stretch this whole, oh wow. And then here for Fast and Furious, we're changing subject from HHN to Fast and Furious. So what we have here for Fast and Furious, we got this big old like support with the track being installed here. So far what we got rumored is that we're gonna get like a super big element that will come up like where usually the non-inverting loop from Rip Ride Rocket was. So I feel like saying once we get back from the trip, this whole thing will be installed because they finished track like right here, and then they got the track right here. So something big is coming on top of here because those supports are not for a small like element or anything, but we do have a lot of, you can definitely see here how we've got like this very banked turn right there, and then the overbank, and then the spike. I'm sure you're gonna get a great view. Yeah, you can see that spike here, very nice. And yeah, like I said, we got all these track beds installed here with the big old launch. So yeah, I feel like some big element is gonna be coming over here, overhead of the stage. Like some weird, first of a kind, probably inversion. I can't wait to see how the skyline of Universal is gonna change once this coaster officially opens. But yeah, let's talk about now, once we get to this area, we'll talk about more about what this Scarezone will become. So, a test we're gonna, because the park is really full, like all the lines are really high up for the rides. A test.
You look everywhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. So the way we're going to know what? The way we're gonna know if the park is really full is they paved a lot of the park, looks like. But what I was saying is, the way we're gonna know if the park is really full is just seeing how much the wait time is for Fast and Furious. Yeah, it's 10 minutes. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but that's full because that ride doesn't get more than 5 minutes.
Like said 10 minutes, when we passed by it was 40.
Oh wow, the smell here of fresh paved roads are like really strong.
30 minutes.
Okay, so let's talk about the Scarezone we got announced here, which was yesterday. We got the Infernal Carnival of Nightmares. And this one says, the description for this one's gonna be, Jack and Oddfellow invite you to step right up and see what horrors hide in every shadow at a sinister spectacle decades in the making. So yeah, it's gonna be like the welcoming in scare zone. Feel like it's gonna be very clown themed, and it's gonna be all in this area. So under the archway and everything. And like another quick update, we've got speakers and lighting installed up top here on the trusswork. I still love how you can see that prop. I love that prop. The prop from the Hollywood Scare Zone. But yeah, they've installed lighting, speakers, in this part of the trusswork. So yeah, that will do it for like HHN construction from inside of the park. Let's go now to City Walk, and then we'll do a quick wrap up and see how the construction for Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift here in Orlando. We gotta say now in Orlando because you can get confused between the one here and the one in Hollywood. But we'll do a quick construction update. And I think we're gonna wrap it up because between the crowds, the heat, which is still crazy, and like I said, this is a very emergency visit to Universal because of HHN. We still gotta go home and pack everything. So we're in a very tight schedule. But like I said, we made it here for a quick HHN update. So to finish this quick little HHN update, here's a look at how the Fast and Furious construction is doing from outside of the park. Seems very similar to what we saw last week. And yeah, we got a lot of truss work on the entrance to the park is still the same. And yeah, doesn't look like any track is gonna be more installed in this area. Looks like it's now gonna focus in that big element in the middle or more towards the back. But I feel like this coaster is very almost 50% complete, if not even more. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today's visit to Universal Orlando Resort for a quick HHN update. Like I said, we are in a little tight of schedule. I was not planning on visiting Universal for another HHN update until we come back from the trip. But we came here, we're still very tight in schedule. We gotta come back home and finish packing as we're leaving tomorrow very early in the morning to make the most of our day. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned because we're gonna have a lot of videos upcoming from our birthday trip, our annual birthday trip. We're going back to Pigeon Forge and we're gonna go to Dollywood. We're also planning on going to Carowinds in Charlotte, South/North Carolina. And we're gonna do a quick kind of emergency stop at Fun Spot America Atlanta, since there will be closing, I cannot believe I'm saying this, permanently by the end of, I think it's August 2nd, they're gonna be closing. So we're gonna get a quick emergency visit for our last rides on Air Force One, since I cannot believe it's gonna be closing with the whole park. Hopefully it gets relocated. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully I'll be able to get a POV from Air Force One if they haven't changed their rules with GoPros. But yeah guys, stay tuned for all of that and more. But yeah guys, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Be sure to click that bell icon to upload a new video. Be sure to follow us on Instagram. Stay tuned, no more videos released here from Universal or Disney until we get back from the trip. So can't wait to see all those HHN updates from when we come back. But yeah guys, remember guys, if you can imagine it, you can do it. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.